It's about 1 minute to blast off. Find your way to your seats. You guys say when. Good morning. Good morning and God morning. How are ya? How are ya? There you go. Awake and ready? Blessed? We'll take all those, won't we? Welcome to Unity Ahihic. I am Reverend Penny Honey. I am your senior and seasoned minister here at Unity Ahihic, and it is my joy to serve this community in this way. We're going to get started right out of the gate. Our amazing Kathleen Spalding is going to lead us in. I can see clearly now. Go ahead and stand up. Come on, let's open those diaphragms up. Here we go. And say good morning to each other.
Good morning.
All right, let's bring it back in. Here we go. Good morning one more time. Hey, did you know that all these chairs found their way where they're at on their own? Did you know that that sound set itself up? that all this equipment just appeared on this stage? I don't think so. Round of applause for our volunteers. And how about that? Did you get some of that good hot coffee over there? Say thank you to those ladies also. I'm Reverend Penny Honey, and again, I am your senior and seasoned minister here at Unity Ahihic, and it is always my joy. Take a deep breath. Can you see only blue skies from here? Let's hold that vision. And while we do that, I would like to invite a very special volunteer. Yeah. Oh boy, she says. There. Go ahead and take that microphone. Just take it. Can you take that? Yeah. There you go. So this is Miss Suzanne Sims, if you didn't know. And what you might not know is that Suzanne Sims holds together, puts together, and creates our music program here at Unity Ahihic.
Thank you.
Do you love these guys back here? Yeah? Well, if they had to deal with me, we'd be in trouble.
I just want to say just a few words. First of all, she told me, well, I agreed to be volunteer of the month if I only had to come up here once, because I saw what they did to Ravi every Sunday. So I'll take it from my chair next time. I just wanted to say that our music program is pretty sensational, and the reason is that we can thank Johannes and Jack for this, because they were the ones who put together this fabulous band.
Yay!
And you know, when we first started out, we were singing with karaoke tracks. So that goes way back, and some of you may remember that. So I'm blessed to be able to work with these amazing musicians. Love you guys.
Thank you, Suzanne. Okay, next week you can do that from your chair. I'm easy to get along with as long as I get my way. So let's take a deep breath as we prepare. Opening our minds, softening our hearts. We say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. We know the presence as we see it in the faces of those around us. We feel the presence as we hear the kind words and the comfort. We recognize the presence within. And from here, Unity Ahihic says yes. So we rest now. We release this time and this space. You're on, God. And we appreciate the wholeness and the perfection of who we are as we are in community here today. And to that we say, Amen, 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 Iputo. We have a little mission here at Unity Ahihic. Now we say this, now we're doing it every other week because we're doing the vision in between. I want you to consider these words today. Well, I would like you to consider them every day. This is who Unity Ahihic says they came to be. What we came to do here in this beautiful, amazing environment. So won't you affirm this with me? We celebrate our oneness and love through friendship, joy, music, and service to the Lake Chapala area and the world. And the world. And you can find out more about us, of course, at www.unityahihic.org. And do me a favor, share the link. I don't know, even share it with people you might not even like. Who knows? They might actually connect. And now we would like to, and if someone would be kind enough to get the flowers ready for this part, we'd like to welcome those who have never been with us before, because we don't intend to embarrass you, but we might. So if you're so comfortable in standing or raising your hand, we'd like to welcome our first-time visitors today. Anyone? There we go. Thank you, dear one. All right, so we have a little gift for you. uh, and we'd like to give you a flower. And family, let's bless our guest. We see who you are. You are a beautiful expression of the divine. We love you. We appreciate you. We celebrate the Christ as you. And we affirm all possibilities in your life. Thank you. Round of applause for our first timers. You know, if our reputation precedes us, it's very courageous to come on your first Sunday, right? Yeah, because we're just going to love you up. And today, being the first Sunday of the month, is Celebration Sunday. Anybody got anything to celebrate? And you don't have to say what it is. You don't have to explain it. But we have a flower for you because we want to celebrate that with you. If you're celebrating something today, either stand or raise your hand so that we can do that with you. Birthday, anniversary, sobriety date, new grandchild, your move here date. Are you a UA board member? I'd like to have all of them stand. How about I slept all the way through the night? Let's celebrate that. How about it, all right? What are we celebrating today? Very good. We are here to celebrate with you. We are also here to support you and be with you on this journey that we call life. So thank you for celebrating with us. Is that about grandbabies? 2 twins. Beta has 2 new twin grandbabies. Yeah. And now, yes. Yes, what are you celebrating, Tim? You want to announce that? A new home. Now Tim and Sheila can't get away from us. They have a new home. She's packing. She is including your stuff, isn't she? Yeah. I love these people. You want to know how courageous this community is? They give me a microphone every Sunday. So let's celebrate the daily word today. The daily word today is believe. Now, I found this affirmation to be interesting. I had to kind of keep running it because it just wasn't sitting with me. But then, you know what happens when you do that? You sit still long enough, and Spirit gets the opportunity to catch up with you, Penny. And it'll drop in, won't it? Would you affirm with me our daily word believe today? I trust that my belief and my unbelief are enough. Yeah, I trust that my belief and my unbelief are enough. When Thomas says he can't believe in Jesus, he can't believe in the resurrection, unless he touches the wounds for himself. You know, he's describing those moments when God's infinite, eternal good seems too hard to believe. Jesus' response is very instructive to Thomas. He doesn't criticize his doubt, or he doesn't demand blind faith. Instead, he offers exactly what Thomas needs, inviting him to touch the wounds and to see for himself. Jesus meets Thomas right where he is. Yeah. And then invites him into a deeper way of believing, one that can trust in unseen blessings. The invitation is open to us also. Whether our belief is steady and confident, or we long for reassurance and signs of divine presence, I trust that we are divinely supported and dearly loved. And I would venture to guess we have proof in our lives of that. Won't you affirm this with me again? I trust that my belief and my unbelief are enough. Yeah, are enough. I'd like to welcome our amazing song leader back up now as we prepare for a time of quiet and meditation with the Daniel Nahmod song, Go Inside to Find My God.
I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God.
I just love that song. Yeah. Go inside. So today, Reverend Michael Gott, round of applause. He's going to pull out the stops on some unity quotes. He's going to remind us that Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, in his 90s, declared, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." 90s. Fillmore's still sizzling. Pretty awesome, right? I'm willing to do 90 like that. He was sizzling because spirit was still cooking within him. Sometimes that small S self doesn't stand for sizzle. You know, the one that likes snacks and naps and is often heard to say, "Well, perhaps tomorrow." Or, who, me? The one that steers clear of the big S self. The one that those non-dualistic teachers like to remind us. You know, the one that nudges us toward that whole, I don't know, expression of our true nature thing, that divinity thing. That one that pushes us toward that divine discontent that invites us into the next greater expression. I can think of a great mystic that said something very wise. You're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Winnie the Pooh. That little honey-covered mystic, right? He was talking about the quiet courage, wasn't he? to do the next right thing. And I think that's where Reverend Michael wants to take us today. Wants to invite us in to start watching and listening for that one thing that ought to be done by you. You probably know what it is. So take the invitation today. Perhaps we should hear the reminder, oh, that's right, this is mine to do. This is the thing that Spirit calls me into. I just wonder how the world would look from here, were everyone remembering that truth about themselves. I'm just wondering, braver, stronger, and smarter, the bear said. Let's rest with that for just a moment. Take a deep breath. And take another one. And seal it with thank you.
Solamente una vez amé la vida, solamente una vez y nada más. Una vez nada más en mi huerto brilló la esperanza que alumbra el camino de mi soledad. Una vez nada más se entrega el alma con la dulce y total de fiesta que laten en el corazón. Una vez nada más se entrega el alma con la dulce y total renunciación. Y cuando ese milagro realiza el prodigio de amar,
I'm new here. It is my joy and my pleasure to introduce Reverend Michael Gott. I don't know that he needs much introduction, but Michael Gott is a leader in the New Thought world. I'm guessing there are not very many people that have been in New Thought for very long that haven't heard of Michael Gott, right? We all sang his songs. We all enjoyed his music. He's been performing in New Thought and positive music scenes for over 20 years. And he's tried not to make any scenes while he was doing it. He's recorded 11 albums and received numerous honors, and I can go on and on and on. I won't, because we want to hear from Michael. But I will tell you this. It is a joy to have him here for the month of August. We are blessed. And I know that with an open heart and with open minds, you will be blessed also. Michael has been a part of the ministerial staff of Unity of Houston. He started in 2011, and in 2015, he received his ordination as a Unity minister. And in 2017, he became the senior minister at Houston Unity. I don't know if you know anything about Houston Unity, but look it up. It's pretty impressive. With great leadership and amazing heart and spirit, we welcome Reverend Michael Gott.
There we go. I introduced a friend and colleague at Unity of Houston, and she has a very impressive resume. And then at the end of it, she said, "Oh, next time just say her name's Jill and she drives a truck." So it's over 30 years that I've been writing music. 33 years now I've been in this teaching. Got a lot of Science of Mind friends here too. I'm bi. I've been in both Science of Mind and bi-ordained. I was ordained first in Center for Spiritual Living in 2014. I graduated in 2009 from Holmes Institute, and then, I wasn't planning on going to Unity, but it called to me, and it was a yes. So I've been blessed by being on both sides of the New Thought movement. And so what I want to do this month is I'm going to use 4 of my favorite quotes from Unity and from Science of Mind. Today it's going to be Charles Fillmore. Next week is Dr. H. Emily Cady. On the 16th it's going to be Ernest Holmes. And then Emma Curtis Hopkins, who's sometimes called the mother of New Thought. That's what I'll be doing. So I've never done a talk series like this before, where just start with a quote. I usually have a theme, but the theme is in the quote. But before that, I'm going to do what I was told by a good Methodist minister friend of mine. He said, this is the way they taught us how to do a message. It's a joke, 3 points, and a poem. So I'm going to start with a joke, and I've got 3 points. The first point is this: now is the time. My second point is only you. And my third point is service is joy. And if you're lucky, you're going to get not 1, but 2 poems, because I couldn't decide. But first, the joke. A woman, her husband had gone to prison. He'd been there about 2 years. And one day she went for a visit, and as she was leaving, she went to one of the guards, and she said, "You've got to stop working these prisoners so hard. My husband is exhausted." And she said, He said, "What are you talking about? Exhausted? He doesn't do anything but sleep all day." She says, "No, he told me he's been digging a tunnel nonstop for 2 months." Let's turn to our quote. Penny, if you could bring that slide up. Okay, so there's a little controversy about this. Any other ministers? We have a lot of ministers here. Anybody else ever use St. Google? St. Google to create a talk? It's great. So this quote has been attributed to the co-founder of the Unity movement, Charles Fillmore, age 91, 94, 95, and 100. But he died at 94. So we're going to go with 91 is actually the consensus when he said this. But if you'll read this with me together. I fairly sizzle with zeal. That's not sizzling with zeal and enthusiasm. Put your diaphragm into it, find a little energy, and sizzle with me now. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. I felt the sizzle that time. That was good. 91 years old. So this is my affirmation. To sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm. So I'm looking around, and I'm not the only one with gray hair here. I noticed that. I will make no comment on maybe people who are gray underneath. I won't make any comment. I just said I wasn't going to, Penny. I'm not going to do that. Has anybody ever felt like your better days are behind you? The days of sizzling and zeal and enthusiasm, maybe you've left it behind. I hope not. I hope not. I'm going to actually dive into another early Unity writer, Imelda Shanklin. You know her? She wrote a great book called What Are You? She's a little pushy. I'm just going to tell you. Here's what she says. She says, life is real. Age is fictitious. Get that distinction and you will understand that age is just a habit and it is to be avoided. You will understand that years alone do not lessen your ability. You will understand that your regard for years is the cause of decline in your confidence towards life. And the decline of confidence marks your body with what you call age. She seems very superior. She's pushy, I don't know. She said, now you should be a more capable man or a more capable woman than you were 20 years ago. Wow. I know some people are going, yeah. Some people are going, really? I don't know. She says this, if you say that because of years you cannot do the work you once did, I will answer your charge against yourself by saying that life does not expect you to do the work that you once did. There is a better work for you. Repeat after me, there is a better work for me. The word work, I know a lot of retirees here, and it can be a 4-letter word. But I want us to hold the idea of work as being like a great work of art. You know how an artist, or they have the great work of their lives? That's what we're talking about today. The things that ought to be done by me, that's the great work of my life. We're going to find out what else Imelda says about it. She says the only person who continues to do the work they once did is the imbecile. I don't think we use that word that way anymore, but anyway, she says, the one who makes no progress in mind and body. But life demands growth, change, and progress of you. I told you she's pushy, but I agree. It's not about being able to lift the same amount of weight you did when you were 25. It's not about being able to. The mind does slow. The cognitive functions, they do slow. It starts at 29. Did you know that? Late 20s. We start to lose speed. There's a great book. I was talking about it at dinner last night. Arthur Johnson has a new book. It's called From Strength to Strength. And it's really for those who are moving into the next great chapter of your life. And he says there are two kinds of intelligence. There is fluid intelligence and there is what's the other one? Crystallized intelligence. Sometimes it takes a moment for the words to come. And we begin to shift from one curve to the other in our 20s. And some people never make the curve. This wasn't even my notes. This is all bonus material. The inspiration for the book, he was making a red-eye flight from LA to New York overnight. And when they got settled in, he heard there was a couple behind him. I'm assuming he was in first class. He's kind of a big deal, Arthur, whatever his name is. And what he heard was the man say, he couldn't hear what the man was saying, but he heard his wife respond, stop saying that. The world is not better. The world would not be better if you were dead. Don't say that. And then he was catching little glimpses of a conversation the whole flight, and it was all more of that. Like the man was just feeling like awful about who he was and what he's doing in the world. And he said when they finally landed and he was getting his bags, he wanted to make sure just to sneak a peek at who it was. And he was shocked because the man was one of the most famous men in the world who was regarded as one of the most accomplished and successful people who has ever lived in the human race. And he was having this doubt. And he's older. He said when they left the plane, the entire flight crew was there to thank him, the pilots to thank him for who he was. And he never has revealed who that person was. But isn't that interesting? So that was the inspiration for Arthur to write this book. Brooks is his last name. Came, just comes later. But anyway, he said that if you think about your mind as being sort of a librarian with a library, when we're in our teens and 20s, we have a very small library, but our librarian is super fast. As we get older, our library gets vaster and vaster. that librarian can be a little slow. I just turned 60 in May, and I've been told that the 60s are the youth of old age, and I'm embracing it. I'm a youth again. I love it. And this book has really helped me because I have that little slower librarian sometimes. I forget what the word I was going to say. I forget what I was going to do. And those kind of changes in our lives and in our bodies, we can take as evidence that our better days are behind us. And what Imelda is pointing us to is a deeper truth, a spiritual truth, that says, as long as I am here and drawing breath, I am here for a purpose. I am here to be a part of the great becoming, the great evolution of human consciousness. I have something to contribute now. Now is the time. And what is that? What is this thing that ought to be done by me? And it is plural for me, the things. I agree with Charles on that. And I'm not going to try to do the things I did 20 years ago. I'm not going to try to sing the same high notes I sang 20 years ago. I am going to sing at the end of my talk, for those who are wondering. I'm going to do a little song here. But I've started lowering my keys by a whole step or a third, and it has given me a whole new life, I'm telling you. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. All right, here's a poem that I would like to read for you. This is actually, I have a very diverse community in Houston. I'm so grateful for it. And I have a Persian woman. And I was reading these wonderful poems. It's called from the book called The Gift by Hafiz, translated by Daniel Ladinsky. And she came up to me and she said, Michael, stop saying that's a translation. It's not. It's a new poem inspired by Hafiz. And then she gave me a book of a better, more academic translation. But I love this. So I'm going to say this is a poem by Daniel Ladinsky, inspired by the 13th century Sufi mystic Hafiz. You are the sun in drag. You are God hiding from yourself. Remove all the mine. That is the veil. Why ever worry about anything? Listen to what your friend Hafez knows for certain. The appearance of this world is a magi's brilliant trick, though its affairs are nothing into nothing. But you are a divine elephant with amnesia trying to live in an anthole. Sweetheart, oh, sweetheart, you are God in drag. If you don't know about the Sufi path, the Sufis actually existed before Islam. And when Islam began to spread across that part of the world in Persia, in Iraq and Iran, that area, they said, sure, we'll be Muslim now, because it's this deep teaching of oneness, which is what we're about in unity. It's what we're about in New Thought. We are one of the few non-dual teachings that came from the Christian tradition. But anyway, and I'm going to talk more about that on the 16th, about the different worldviews and the different ways that we hold philosophy and religion. And I love the saying that, would you say that God is bigger than religion? Yeah, I love that. That's really, and that's what I believe too. And I know I've got some friends from recovery here today too, and what I like to say, because I'm a long-term recovery guy, one of the reasons that unity and science of mind and New Thought is a good fit for us is because we have a lot of language about the God of our own understanding. And sometimes I say the God of my misunderstanding. If God is infinite, and I use the word God, and even that word is triggering for some, I understand that, because we bring all of this baggage from the religions that we grew up with. But I just want you to know, whenever God hurt you, when I'm saying this word, I'm not talking about him or her. There's a great interview by Terry Gross about it was a UU minister, Unitarian Universalist, who'd written a book, and the conversation came to sitting on a plane. So what do you do? I'm a minister. And the person says, oh, I don't believe in God. And the minister said this, tell me about the God you don't believe in, because I bet I don't believe in him either. So that's what I'm talking about. All right, now here's your bonus poem. This is Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Sometimes the poets can get there where theologians can't. That we are a part of this infinite life of God, this infinite life of the universe. And nothing is here by mistake. Nothing is here by mistake. We sometimes talk about in recovery that addicts and alcoholics, that we, and this is what we say about ourselves, that we can be egomaniacs with inferiority complexes. And before I started my healing journey, I could definitely say that was true for me. And sometimes it's still true for me. I had a bad problem with comparison. I would compare my outsides to somebody else's, my insides to somebody else's outside, and I would always lose. And I was an up-and-coming musician in Dallas, and there are all these like cool jazz cats there, and I was like, well, I'm not as good as they are. I'm not like them. And it really caused me a lot of pain, a lot of sorrow. And somewhere along the way, I did have enough confidence in what it's mine to do to start writing songs. Over 30 years ago, I started writing songs for our movement and singing. I was the music director there at the CSL in Dallas for 17 years. And then about the time, it was right after actually I established sobriety. That was in 1999, so in 2000, this was early sobriety for me. I'd gone to a conference at the Agape International Spiritual Center in Los Angeles, music conference. And if you don't know the music of Ricky Byers, I'm going to do some of that in 2 weeks too. I love Ricky, and she's a dear friend, and I love her. And they were Michael Beckwith was leading visioning about, and it was all music directors and spiritual musicians in the room. There were about 250 of us in the sanctuary at Agape. And then he asked the question, and if you don't know his visioning process, it's very cool. What is the high vision for my music ministry? And I mean, I had been there for that conference. I had shown up with sobriety. I had this new clarity, this new openness, this humility. I'm here, God, whatever you want. And I was just like open, ready to download something really big and cool. And the voice I heard said this, who are you kidding? Even if you got your shit together, you're not going to be Ricky Byers. And in this moment of openness and like, good things, that old voice of the critic, which I know so well, came in again, and I was heartbroken. I just sort of crumbled on myself. And then there was just a moment, a sliver, a crack where some other voice could come through, and I still don't know if it was the voice of the divine, or if it was the voice of my higher self. I really don't know. It's only happened 3 times that I've received a message like that in my life. And this time the voice said, Michael, I'm trying to give you an experience of life that is pure joy. And every time you compare it to another, you shut it down. And my response to that was what we used to call in the Pentecostal church where I grew up was the conviction of the Holy Spirit. I felt the weight of the wrongness of the way I'd been holding myself. You know what I mean? It wasn't guilt, it wasn't shame. I just saw how wrongly I had been seeing myself and my gift and my responsibility and my opportunity in the world. And I will tell you, in that moment I realized, I don't have to be Ricky Byers. We already have one. But it's time I start being Michael Gott. And that was when it all kind of happened. Right around that time, people began to ask me to come to St. Louis CSL. Where are you, Mary Jean? Asked me to come sing. Mary Jean is a former senior minister there. And all over, I've gotten to travel the world with my music. My songs have been translated into many languages. And because I finally said, I'll show up as me and not try to be Ricky Byers or anybody else. And here's the other thing I need to tell you about this part. How am I doing on time? Okay. God is frugal. Do you know this? Doesn't mean God is cheap. I'm frugal. I'm not cheap. I'm generous. But frugal means you use everything. So God uses the years that I was judging myself and comparing, and that becomes part of the shaping of my soul. Even we talk about character defects in recovery too, and that's language that doesn't really sit well with New Thought audiences. I know that. But it's the places where I'm not perfect, where I have these old habits and these old patterns that keep showing up. There's a prayer we say in that world. We say that I ask God to remove all my defects of character, which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. Here's the thing. God is so frugal. God can use our character flaws for good. I mean, come on. How good is that? We all never graduate. None of us will ever graduate from being human. And that does not disqualify us from doing the great things that ought to be done by us. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who I also revere and love, she says this: the most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen. I don't know what your disqualifiers are. I know mine. The comparison thing still rears its head sometimes, but mostly not. But I still have reasons why I'm not doing it right. I'm also a recovering perfectionist. Anybody else recovering perfectionist out there? I disqualify myself from doing the great things that ought to be done by me. Even now, 33 years in this movement, decades of active recovery. Therapy since I was 19, good Lord. I've been at this a long time and I'm still not perfect. Is that a laugh of you? Well, we all knew that, Michael. Or was that a laugh of, oh, me too? I don't know. I'm going to let that go. Can we go back to the quote just a second? I just want to focus on one phrase there. We'll get there. Spring forth with what?
Mighty faith.
A mighty faith. Okay, that's all. I just want to get that. A mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. I don't even have to be convinced that I'm the best one to do them. I'm going to have faith that what I'm bringing is needed. I'm going to have faith that my contribution is worthwhile. In a minute, I'm going to sing a song. It's a new song. Well, 4 years old. That's new in my career. I wrote it at the end of, every minister who was leading a spiritual community through COVID, I feel you. That was something. At the end of that time, I was completely burnt out and convinced of my own ineptitude and sure that all the problems we were having were because of me. I mean, that's just what I did. And I came back to that place of hitting bottom in a new way as a minister. And I wrote the song that I'm going to sing in a moment. And out of that, I came with a mighty faith that whatever I have, God, I'm just going to give it. I'm just going to give it. One of the lyrics in the song says, use my gifts, use my wounds. God, I give it all to you. Rabindranath Tagore said this: I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and found that life was service. I acted and discovered that service was joy. Whatever it is that you are called to give is needed. I know. I saw this place yesterday afternoon. There's a lot of service that went into making this into a church this morning, or a spiritual center. Micah 6:8, the book of the prophets. I love one of the books of the prophets. This is the way I learned it, because I learned to sing it first. Maybe I'll just sing it for you. He has shown thee, O man, what is good and what the Lord requires of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. What is required of us is to do justice, to be a space for justice, not only for ourselves, but those who are oppressed in the world. to love mercy, to not be so rigid that we have no place for understanding the human condition that is before us, to be merciful and compassionate, and to walk in humility in this life. Nobody has got it all figured out, even Reverend Penny. She doesn't. Don't let her tell you otherwise. Nobody has it all figured out. Rabbi Tarfon, from the first century, famous rabbi, talking about this verse, Micah 6:8. You are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it. That each of us takes our turn rowing the boat towards a more just, a more compassionate and merciful, and a more humble world. And with that, I'm going over here. Oh, I still need this. Thank you. Because my librarian is slow, I will be having the lyrics in front of me. I probably won't need them, but you never know. I trust I said everything I needed to say today, and if not, talk to Penny. I turn it over. I surrender. I let go of my fear. I release, and I remember your love is always here. Use all of me, all of me, all of me. God, use all of me, all my gifts, all my wounds. God, I give it all to you. Use all of me, all of me. Te entrego todo, yo me rindo, dejo ir el miedo en mí, yo libero y recuerdo, tu amor siempre está aquí. Usa todo de mí, Dios, usa todo de mí. Toma mi vida, toma mis sueños, toma mi alma, todo para ti. Use all of me, all of me, for good, por el bien, for good.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. We have definitely been blessed. Yes? Wow, that's pretty impressive Spanish there. What are you, from Texas? Sí, sí. Thank you again.
see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies so blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors on the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on your faces, or people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying what you do. They're really saying I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They learn much more that I never know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors on the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on your faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how you do. They're really saying I love you. I hear babies cry, them wrong. There learn much more that I never know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, Roberto. Thank you, dear. How about that Reverend Michael Gott? He's okay. Man, you set me up for a couple of things, though. I'm going to remember that. All right. We are blessed. And now is our opportunity to show that. Take those blessings and throw them in the bucket. And our bucketeers are now here. Thank you for that. As we are living in the abundance of God's blessings, say that with me. Living in the abundance of God's blessing. Go forward, my great friends, and get the goods. There you go. All right. And while that is happening, I want to remind you that out in the entryway, there is a QR code. Give it a whirl. Just run by with your little cell phone, whoop, and see what happens. We are happy to receive here at Unity Ahihic that we might continue to do the work that we're called into. And I'd like to invite Roberto back up Anybody recognize this song? Love. All right. So think love as you're dropping it in that bucket. Thank you, Roberto.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. E is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than any young you adore and love. Sing with me in all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two alone can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you.
There you go. Woo. Round of applause. Come on. Come on.
Sing with me. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. B is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you ever can love. Is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two and love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love. Thank you, thank you.
Take it home,
It's a pleasure
Roberto.
to be here.
How about that Unity Band? How about that? Yeah, there you go. Tell me we don't know how to do church. We know how to do church, don't we? We know how to connect. We know how to be in community, and we know what love is.
Oh, Jesus.
I know what love is, Forrest Gump said. And I'm looking at it right now. Bring those baskets. Yeah, good timing. Let's bless those baskets. Thank you for being here, Luna. We appreciate you. Oh, mucho gusto. Uh-oh. Okay, don't throw anything else at me because I'm on camera. Here we go. So take a deep breath. Why don't you raise your hands? Come on, let's bless this blessing that we have received, this gift, this opportunity to be a greater expression into the world and to pay the band, to bring the light that we are called to bring into the world, and to pay the minister. We're grateful for this abundance. We're grateful. And to that we say, Amen, 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 e puto. All right, go forth and multiply. There you go. Our board member of the day is the amazing Miss Susie Finnegan. Where are you, love? Where are you? There she is. Look at that. Now, Susie knows everything you ever wanted to know about Unity Ahi Heek. And if she doesn't, she'll make it up. And she'll be over there at the information table. Thank you, Susie, for serving on the board. Thank you for making hospitality run. Thank you for doing all the things you do. We are grateful for you, my friend. I just don't have time to list them all. All right. And today, we are blessed to have Miss Flo as our Unity Prayer Chaplain today. Flo will hold with you in confidence those things that you are wanting to see manifest in your life, those things that you are looking to release, and those things that you're being blessed by. We can do it all right here in the garden. Go see Flo. All right? Come on over. She's working commission. All right, so out in the foyer, out in the entryway, we've got additional prayer request forms, and just drop them in the prayer box. We hold that in prayer for 30 days, and it is forwarded to Silent Unity. 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Put that on speed dial on your phone. Yeah! Okay, here we go. We're going to do announcements now. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here we are. Guess what's happening tomorrow, 10 a.m. right here in the session area. We're going to be blessed again by Reverend Michael Gott. The things that ought to be done by me, he's going to make you dig a little deeper, dive a little further. And it is an interactive experience. Anything else you want to say about that? Okay. Come join you. That's a good thing to say. Do we have coffee here? We can make that happen. Yeah. Just come up to my casa. I'll make you all coffee. Come on up. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that tomorrow, 10 a.m. here in the session area. I do want to invite you into Roberto Mora every Sunday, 6:30 to 8:30. He's going to be over there at the open mic at La Estación. How'd I do? So pretty close. Yeah, I know. I'm from the Midwest, right? And I want to bring this to your awareness. You know, we have been involved with the LaRussa mural. And our own Luis, that helps run the cafe here in Namaste, and his assistant have been finishing that mural up outside the city cemetery, correct? I want to acknowledge Suzanne Sims, Luis, and Jet of Namaste. We celebrate this. This has been a big deal. LaRussa was the woman that brought Yogananda to this area, to the Lake Chapala area. And we are celebrating her life with an incredible mural. This is just a tiny little piece of it that you'll see out there. So please join us for this event on August 11th, and that's at 4 p.m. If you want to know any more about that, go out to our website. Who are these two darling people? It looks like your shirt. So I created this one because I'm always trying to surprise Tim with the PowerPoint. Have you signed up for the Unity Ahihic newsletter yet? If you haven't, please do. How many people got the newsletter this week that hadn't gotten it before? Show me, show me. Come on, how successful were we? There we go. All right, if you haven't signed up, please do that. And did you know you can also sign up for Coffee with the Minister? And if you want that to be Michael Gott, I'll arrange it. So sign up today over there at the information table. There you go. And again, what you want to know about Unity Ahihic, you can find at www.unityahihic.org. And you can see all of these messages and all of our previous messages at our YouTube channel. Share those links, won't you? Yeah, just go ahead and do that. It's kind of fun. Let's take a deep breath, because today we're going to say the prayer of protection. Big deep breath. In fact, why don't we stand up? I could use a little stretch. How about you? Well, I could be a little taller. I'd like that too, but we're not doing that right now. The prayer of protection, as you know, written by James Dillett Freeman, we say these words every week, and I'm inviting you in to considering what this is in your life. It's not a prayer for protection, because we are protected. It is a prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. How about we do the peace song? Let's do that. Join hands, make a circle, dance, whatever moves you, my friends. There we go. Look at us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with
amazing week.
Bueno, adiós todos.